Presidential election petition court verdict. Why Atiku may defeat Tinubu at Supreme Court? This one a projection. This is prediction. Okay, so someone is predicting why Atiku might win Tinubu at the Supreme Court. The thing here is going to be very difficult for anybody to win Tinubu at the Supreme Court, both Labour Party and PDP. The reason being that Tinubu and APC have succeeded in putting all their own people, their candidates and their persons in all the key positions. Okay, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, which is the CJN of Nigeria, will not close his eye to see Tinubu lose at the Supreme Court. I tell you the truth. What is going to happen, we already know. The Supreme Court is going to uphold the judgment from the appeal court, election petition tribunal. So nothing new is going to come out. Every other thing is speculation. The only thing that will be very difficult for Tinubu to maneuver is this case that Atiku is pursuing, which is trying to illegitimize Tinubu's candidacy. That is, he's not qualified to even contest in the first place because of forgery, because of perjury, because of lies that he told in his EC 8A INEC application form that he filled when he was coming in. Okay, he has a lot of perjury cases in his neck, and by the time they finish that in the US, if they are honest enough, they will pull out a lot of things that the government will wow, So that is the target, and I think what Atiku is doing in the US is a well-targeted action that will produce its own kind of result, and that is outright disqualification of Tinubu. I know that he is desperate. Even if he is disqualified, he will not leave the office, except if there is violence. There's nothing that will remove Tinubu from that office. Even if he loses at the Supreme Court, he will not go anywhere. He said we died here. He will not go anywhere, I tell you. But it's going to be a very complex one, because that is something that will throw the country into, into a kind of turmoil that nobody wants to see. But let's see what the details looks like. The presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has intensified his bold quest to unseat Bola Tinubu as president of Nigeria. The PDP flag bearer had a bad outing at the presidential election petition court, where his APC counterpart got a favorable judgment on Wednesday, September 6th from the tribunal. Meanwhile, Atiku has one last chance to land the killer uppercut at the Supreme Court in a legal battle that might go down the wire. Just like in the Battle of the Bastards, of the Game of Thrones series in season 6, episode 9, Atiku might pull a Jon Snow against Tinubu, who might become the Ramsay Bolton in his legal war. Oh boy, what is at stake for Tinubu? So Atiku currently holds Tinubu by his gullet with allegations leveled against him. So the ongoing controversy over Tinubu's academic record at the Chicago State University, CSU, Illinois, may prove pivotal to Atiku securing the most significant victory in Nigeria's judicial history. Oh boy. Recently, Atiku got a favorable verdict from a U.S. court ordering CSU to release Tinubu's academic record to the former vice president within 48 hours. The verdict proved to be a turning point for Atiku's quest to unravel the secret behind Tinubu's academic record and expose him at the Supreme Court in Nigeria. There are speculations that the certificate Tinubu is parading might belong to a woman whose whereabouts are unknown. Oh boy. Don Pedro Obaseki, the director of research and documentation of the Atiku Okowa presidential campaign organization, said, Nigerians will be more demoralized that the owner of the certificate that President Tinubu is parading is a woman. We already know it is a fact, but we are seeking the release of the document officially by CSU. Meanwhile, Tinubu through its legal representative, has filed an appeal to block the release of his academic certificates to Atiku. On September 21st, Tinubu filed a motion seeking to extend the deadline and stay the execution of the magistrate's order on several grounds. Now, in the fresh appeal filed on Monday, September 25, Tinubu claimed that Atiku did not meet the jurisdictional requirements for the court to grant the relief he sought. Okay, this move raises eyebrow and ignites the quest: what is Tinubu hiding? Big question. What is Tinubu hiding? He has a lot that is hiding, frankly speaking. It's just that all these actions Atiku is taking is just to bring what has been known to the limelight beyond reasonable doubt and to prove that what they know, it is true. Okay? Somebody will say, let it not be true. It is true, but, the only way to say it is true is to have them released through the bodies that are generated or that are custodying those information to the public. Then it will be, globally confirmed to be true. Okay. So there are a lot of comments here. What this guy is trying to say here is that Atiku has a very strong case, both in the U.S. and in Nigeria at the Supreme Court. Again, Labour Party also has a very strong case about the fraud that took place during the election and how they garnered their votes. That it was Peter Obi's vote that actually gave to Tinubu to make him a winner. And so both of them have very strong case. At the tribunal, Peter Obi had the strongest case ever. Labour Party had the strongest case ever, followed by Atiku. But in case of the U.S. case, that is again catapulting Atiku and PDP's position to a very high level with that case, because that case is just going to, it's not about election malpractice or not, it's just disqualifying the man completely because of perjury and, forgery that took place during the, or prior to the election. This is a key one. Somebody say, why this analysis is true, it is sad to note that Nigeria is no longer practicing the law as a profession, but learns how to put law terms together to do the bidding of those in government. That is why politicians can do anything they like and boldly tell us to go to court. Meanwhile, the chief justice who pick the judges and have the knife and yam is their stooge. Only God will deliver Nigeria. Have you? The writer is writing nonsense. Somebody has been hurt by the write-up, but won't like it. So our court will not sleep over it too, as they will convince us that the papers they are bringing from there are genuine, whether they touch the papers and there is stain on the papers, etc. And as they will be advised to go with people to confirm their papers, at least 8 years must have passed. Can you imagine? That is what that one is saying. Atiku can never and will never be the Nigerian president, God forbid. A failure is nothing but a failure. So who is not a failure? And somebody is saying, Bolu, Atiku is only failure we know, but Tinubu is a thief and drug baron and a forger. Can you imagine? Not be smart, So Atiku has a better position than Tinubu in terms of integrity. So they are still fighting themselves. Most people don't know Jagaban is politically finished. That is it. His CSC forgery and identity theft is now established. No matter the level of education attained, you will sound stupid in trying to support Jagaban. The president position is between Atiku and Obi. Bam. The pendulum will swing more to Obi's side from all indications. Pure lie. Tinubu will rule for complete 8 years and no power, pressures, and no amount of blackmail and intimidation, that can make him bow. Exactly, he's there, very desperate, and he will never want to give up. Even when they declared him a loser or disqualify him, he will still not live there. He will prefer to die there. He will prefer there's war than for him to leave that place. Some say when you stop being deceived, you will know the truth. President Bola Tinubu is nobody's mate. No wonder he is the Jagaban of Nigeria. Let Chicago State University prove to us that the certificate is forged and not Atiku. Can you imagine? Agenda now is to collect back the power from South through the Supreme Court. If Yoruba no not be Cameron over this need to work with Igbo northern part of the country, know that if they allow Tinubu, all the key posts will come back to the most southwest. So they are trying to use the Supreme Court to correct power back. Chicago result is the main thing to Atiku petition because Tinubu cannot bought them like Nigerian judges. See grammar. Hi. Now, wow. Madam, Chicago result will not add any value to this ongoing election tribunal in the Supreme Court. No matter their intrigues, Tinubu would bow to their cheap intimidations, blackmails, and he will rule for complete 8 years. Okay? So Tinubu will not bow. But this woman grammar now, wow. Hey. Somebody just look very beautiful. When they write, you will fear. So now Esquida, okay, not an English person. He tried. Not an English person. Reply to Money Jones. Okay, you still they play with not king of politics, have you? You can see the backward Nigeria is talking nonsense, tribal politics, same Nigerians who will celebrate their countrymen or women appointment to occupy critical positions in UK, US, and other foreign land will not want their fellow Nigerians from other tribes to occupy any vital position. Okay. Unknown to them, those countries look for best brains to effectively run their country, but here we apply tribal sentiments. It's a very bad one. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment on this write-up.